Hi, I'm Whitley Watson, and this is a day in the life as a 32-year-old unemployed New Yorker. I start my day by having an out-of-body experience in the lobby of my apartment building. The interior design of this building feels like how a 70s Italian movie with a lot of full frontal nudity would portray the Renaissance. I think we should be nicer to Italians. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. If you're Italian and you're watching this, please say out loud to yourself right now, "It is not my fault." Sometimes I stare at this relief sculpture and imagine I have stigmata, the wounds of Christ. Everyone's giving me a lot of attention for being God's afflicted, and I get to eat ice cream every day. I leave my building and start wandering the streets looking at objects I find attractive and thinking about how cool it would be to be in the mafia. I see this motorbike twice and become fixated on the phrase "death rides a pale horse." I think about it over and over and over and over and over again until I realize it's time for a snack. I bought a hamburger from Burger King, which I think makes the best burgers. Some people disagree, but that's just due to ignorance and lack of cultural experience. I stop to look at a piece of public art that I think should be burned and somehow end up at the 9/11 memorial. Around midday, I meet up with a friend and we drive out of the city. I was feeling restless and she said there were nuclear facilities giving unstable readings in the area and we'd want to be anywhere outside a 6-hour driving range. Our hotel was plagued with ghosts and phantoms of all types. I know this looks like a sheet, and it is a sheet. It's kind of billowy and ethereal, but it did try to strangle me. It's apparently the bitter spirit of an old lighthouse keeper's wife who got really into strangling her husband's mistresses. I asked the groundskeeper if this means the ghost only attacks hot chicks, but he made sure to tell me it was not about that at all. Cheating is typically about some feeling of internal inadequacy and doesn't mean the person they step out with is better or hotter or good in any way. I start thinking about David Attenborough. He's a massively influential filmmaker, and also, we had sex 9 times last spring. Yet I can't get a text back. Hookup culture is destroying this country. Later, I met up with some friends for dinner. Unfortunately, they haven't prepared anything as they're all still pretty shell-shocked from some revolutionary militia action they had been involved with earlier in the day. They talked a lot about death and the value of life and what kind of life is dignified enough to fight for. It was all kind of a bummer, so I just imagined I was eating another hamburger until I passed out. And that was my day.